Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, being Louisa. So today's video is going to be 5 things I wish I knew before starting midwifery. Today's video is also going to be sponsored by Nurses.co.uk. Nurses.co.uk is an online website where you can find out a whole range of nursing information, but they also have a blog site which I think is the best part for most of you guys who are student midwives or future student midwives to go and just check out tips and tricks and blog entries that they have there, because that's a great thing for us to know, and also we can transfer some of those skills and some of those tips and tricks onto us. Now let's get into this video. So 5 things, I think you might be a bit shocked at some of them, and some of them you might be like, yeah, I can imagine that. Hopefully, if you haven't started uni yet, if you are about to start next September, then these will be more helpful for you. Or if you're just starting placement, hopefully some of these will be helpful for you as well, just to pre-warn you so you can kind of get used to the idea already. Thing number one. Thing number one is a very silly thing, but it's such a real thing. So basically, I didn't realize like how hard it is to count. I don't know how to put that other than that, which may make me sound like, what? Like, that doesn't make sense. Especially, like, I'm not bragging, but I got an A in maths GCSE, so you'd think like I'd be okay at counting, but that was 5 years ago, to be fair. Yeah, like, counting's really hard. Trying to concentrate on like listening to what you're hearing, counting it, making sure you're still like within your minute, and then also sometimes the parents will be asking you questions, or the baby will do something really cute. Like, so say I'm listening to the baby's heartbeat, the baby will do something cute and you're like, oh, and then you like lose your count. Or say they have an older sibling, then their older siblings asking you questions or trying to interfere, or they're asking their parents, you just have all this noise around you. Or say you're taking a woman's pulse, sometimes she's talking to you because obviously you don't have a stethoscope in, so there's nothing to like put that barrier between you two where they're like, oh, okay, let's not talk to them. So they start talking to you and I'm like, I'm trying to count your pulse, like, stop talking to me. Or you're trying to count their breaths, counting their breaths. You can't really say, okay, please don't talk to me because I need to count, see how much you're breathing. Like, you can't say that, because then they like get self-conscious about breathing and then they breathe the right amount, and then that's like, well, that's not very accurate. But anyway, so yeah, counting is very hard. And also counting past a certain number. Like, I don't think I've casually counted up to like past 60. That's it. Counting past 60 for me is like, it takes a minute. Like, I get to about 80 or 90 and I forget which number I'm on, and then I'm like, ah, crap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know, like, I don't think I have in my whole teenage life, so I'm now not a teenager, I'm now 21, I probably haven't counted past 60 casually for fun consecutively. Like, I mean, from 1 to like 60 something, or like, you know, beyond 60, since I was probably a child, like trying to show my mum like, oh look, I can count up until 100 like you do as a kid. So that was really hard, like just counting and trying to stay focused and making sure your number's correct, because like, you know, you're taking someone's vital signs, it's important. So yeah, that was probably surprisingly harder than I thought. So I wish I knew that prior to starting the course or starting placement, so that I could, like, you know, practice counting for that long of a time and with distractions. And yeah, thing number 2, I wish I'd known / fully understood like how emotionally draining it can be at times. Like, I knew I was gonna be physically tired, because obviously like 12-hour shifts, 12.5-hour shifts, they're very long, but I didn't realize like sometimes some women you look after or some women you see, it can take a lot out of you. Like, sometimes you are just giving them and giving them and giving them everything, or at least majority of what you have to give. Like, you're giving them your love, you're giving them emotional support, you're like encouraging them, you're doing all these positive things for them, and then like at the end of the day it can be so emotionally draining at times. But it's still beautiful and it's amazing, and I love those days, because I feel like those days when I feel emotionally spent, it means that I have given someone my all. I have given that person all my love and support, all of it, and it means that that person has had extra love that day, and I love the fact that I get to do that. But yeah, but I wish I'd been pre-warned about how emotionally draining it can be. So you guys, it can be emotionally draining at times. thing number 3, my battery's gonna die. So thing number 3 is be prepared to have different mentors on placement. So sometimes you may be assigned to have one mentor, however, life's unpredictable. They may be ill, so you have to work with someone else, or they may have swapped their shifts and they might have swapped it after whoever makes your rotas had made your placement rota. So they could just be like just miscommunications and you missed each other and stuff like that. So be prepared to have different mentors. And then this kind of leads into thing number 4 is be prepared to be told that you're doing something wrong. And I say it like that because a lot of the time you get taught one thing by one person and then someone tells you like, no, that's not how you do it. And like sometimes they're not even nice about it. They're like, okay, you do it that way, but we do it this way, or I do it this way, I prefer this way. Sometimes they're like, yeah, no, or they're like, you're doing it wrong, or like they're just like, yeah, no, you should not do that. And you're like, why? So in uni you're taught best practice for majority of things, basically everything, and they just do it differently. Like blood pressures, they did not do it the way that we're taught to do it. Injections, so we weren't taught to aspirate, we're taught to like zigzag, so like pull skin in, inject, let go, because that way like less leakage comes out. However, a lot of midwives, basically all midwives that I have worked with and that people in other hospitals I've worked with, are told to aspirate to see if any blood comes out, then like put the whatever you're injecting in. And we asked our lecturers as well and they were like, not really, like you don't really have to do that, because if you've got into like a vein or artery or whatever, the blood will automatically go up the needle. Like it's just pressure, different pressure volumes, like it would automatically do that. But yeah, so like certain things, so especially if you have different mentors or you work with different people because your mentor's not in, you may have learned one way with your mentor but someone else will work a different way. And so you've just got to be adaptable and learn that other way and then just do it that way to appease that person, and then in your brain just learn which way you like better and use that and save that for your repertoire for when you qualify or in 3rd year. But whenever you feel more confident to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it this way, and make sure you have a reason for it. Make sure there's evidence to back you up for why you're gonna do something that way, or make sure you're saying this is just a personal preference, I prefer to do this way. Thing number 5 is the fact that I miss having the opportunity to go on holiday. And I mean like the choice and the opportunity, because you know, sometimes I just don't have enough money to go on holiday, fair enough, but I like having the choice, like the option to do it if I could fund it, like, you know, if I wanted to do it. So I say this because at least at my uni, the way it's laid out is that we have only the major holidays off, so 2 weeks Christmas, technically 3 because we have a reading week beforehand, 2 weeks Easter, and then 3 weeks in the summer. Those are the most expensive times to go on holiday. I am not going on holiday then. I do not have that money to be paying an extra £300 just to go on holiday then, and it's only an extra £300 because the demand is so high and businesses can charge you more. Like, no, like that just doesn't make sense. And I get it makes sense to have holidays like that if you have children, like sure, fair enough, like you signed up for that, but I don't have kids right now, and so I don't want to go on holiday at those times. I don't need to go on holiday at those times. So I'm not a big fan of not having that option to go on holiday if I wanted to. Is kind of tough. So my advice to you guys, if you haven't started your course yet, go on holiday now, like go on holiday whenever you can, just so that it's kind of out of your system and you won't miss it so much. Otherwise, save up loads of money to pay that extra surplus because of the higher demand. And if you've started uni already, just next time you get your student loan, budget in a holiday for the summer, because you're gonna need to wind down and detox. So something to know, a little tip to know, a little trick to just like, you know, save as much as you can. But yeah, so those are my 5 things I wish I knew before starting midwifery. I hope you found that interesting and fun, and I hope they're actually kind of useful to you and they give you a pre-warning of what to expect and what to do when those things happen, if they happen. But yeah, so until next time, keep on being you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below with any questions or suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe to get weekly updates. Bye all.